If you are over 60 and you suddenly see a blood pressure reading like 180/100, your first reaction may be panic. Your heart starts racing, your mind jumps to stroke, heart attack, emergency. And in my experience, what many older adults do in those next few minutes can either help stabilize the situation or quietly make it much worse. What most seniors are never clearly told is this: a dangerously high blood pressure reading is not just about the number itself. It is also about what your body is trying to tell you in that moment, and how calmly and correctly you respond. I have seen older patients accidentally raise their blood pressure even higher simply because fear took over. Pacing the floor, breathing too fast, taking extra medication without guidance, even standing up too quickly and nearly falling. And clinically, this is something we pay very close attention to because sudden blood pressure spikes in older adults can place enormous strain on the brain, heart, and blood vessels. But here is the good news. There is a simple 5-minute emergency calming protocol that may help you stay safer, calmer, and more in control while you determine whether you need urgent medical care. And just as important, I'm going to explain the warning signs that should never be ignored, especially after age 60, because many people are told, just relax, it's probably stress. But sometimes the body is waving a red warning flag, much like the warning lights on a car dashboard before the engine fails. So in this video, I'll walk you through exactly what to do first, what not to do, and the one golden rule every senior and caregiver should know when blood pressure suddenly spikes. Before we go further, I'd really like to hear from you. Have you ever had a sudden blood pressure spike that scared you? Maybe you saw a number like 180/100 or felt symptoms that made you stop in your tracks. And if you feel comfortable sharing, tell me your age and which symptom worried you the most. Was it a pounding headache, dizziness, chest pressure, blurry vision, or that sudden feeling that something just did not feel right? Your comment may help another senior realize they are not alone in this. And as you keep watching, pay close attention to the first step coming up next, because in emergency medicine, what you do in the first few minutes can sometimes make a very important difference. This may be the most important message in this entire video, and I want every senior, caregiver, spouse, and family member to hear it carefully. If your blood pressure reaches 180/100 or higher, and you also experience chest pain, severe headache, shortness of breath, blurred vision, confusion, numbness, weakness on one side of the body, or trouble speaking, call emergency services immediately. Do not ignore it. Do not try to push through it, and do not assume it is simply stress or anxiety. Clinically, these symptoms may signal a hypertensive emergency, stroke, or dangerous strain on the heart and blood vessels. In situations involving the brain or heart, fast action can save tissue, function, and even life. Many older adults hesitate because they fear overreacting or burdening loved ones. But seeking help early is not an overreaction. It is a smart and protective decision. After age 60, blood vessels naturally become less flexible and more sensitive to sudden pressure changes. When blood pressure rises too high, delicate vessels in the brain, heart, and kidneys can come under intense strain. If severe symptoms appear at the same time, the risk becomes far more serious. Now, a single high reading without severe symptoms does not always mean immediate danger. Blood pressure can temporarily increase from pain, dehydration, anxiety, lack of sleep, illness, or physical exertion. That is why symptoms matter just as much as the numbers themselves. So remember this clearly. If blood pressure is 180/100 or higher and symptoms like chest pain, severe headache, shortness of breath, confusion, weakness, or blurred vision are present, call emergency services immediately. And if severe symptoms are not present, the next step is helping the body calm down safely, because what many seniors do next often makes the situation worse instead of better. Once you know there are no severe emergency symptoms requiring immediate medical help, the next step is surprisingly simple, but extremely important. Stop moving and let the body settle. Many seniors make the mistake of pacing, cleaning, repeatedly checking their blood pressure, or rushing around in fear after seeing a high number. But continued movement and panic can keep the nervous system activated, which may push blood pressure even higher. What the body needs most in that moment is stability. Sit down in a sturdy chair with proper back support. Keep both feet flat on the floor, relax your shoulders, and support your head and neck if possible. A slightly reclined seated position is often more comfortable and stable than lying completely flat, especially for older adults who feel dizzy, weak, or short of breath. This matters more than many people realize. When blood pressure rises suddenly, the brain and nervous system can become overstimulated. Some seniors feel shaky, flushed, lightheaded, or mentally foggy. Moving too quickly, climbing stairs, or standing abruptly during this time can increase the risk of falling, and falls after age 60 can lead to serious injuries and complications. Clinically, this is something healthcare providers watch closely. Fear itself can intensify the body's stress response, causing adrenaline levels to rise and blood vessels to tighten even more. So instead of reacting with panic, give your body signals of safety. Sit quietly. Keep your posture supported. Relax your muscles. Slow your movements. Allow your circulation and nervous system time to stabilize. In many cases, this simple step alone may help blood pressure begin lowering naturally within minutes because it reduces activation of the body's fight-or-flight response. The same stress system that can quietly worsen blood pressure during fear and anxiety. And that leads directly to the next step, because the way you breathe during these moments can either calm the body or keep the alarm system switched on. Once your body is settled in a supported seated position, the next step is one of the fastest natural ways to calm the nervous system. Gentle diaphragmatic breathing, often called belly breathing. And the key word here is gentle. Many seniors try forceful breathing exercises they find online, but aggressive breathing can sometimes increase dizziness, lightheadedness, or anxiety. The goal is not to breathe harder. The goal is to breathe slower and more steadily. Here is a simple method many older adults tolerate well. Place one hand lightly on your belly. Slowly inhale through your nose for about 4 seconds, allowing the belly to rise naturally. Hold briefly for a few comfortable seconds. Then slowly exhale through your mouth for about 6 to 8 seconds, letting the belly relax and fall. Repeat this calmly about 8 to 10 times. That longer exhale is especially important because it helps activate the body's relaxation response. When people become anxious, breathing often shifts into a fast, shallow chest pattern. This can stimulate stress hormones, tighten blood vessels, and increase heart workload, which may push blood pressure even higher. Slow diaphragmatic breathing sends the opposite signal to the nervous system. It encourages the body to shift away from fight or flight mode and toward a calmer, more regulated state. Clinically, this can help interrupt what many seniors experience during a blood pressure spike. Fear raises the pressure, the rising pressure increases fear, and the cycle continues feeding itself. Research has shown that slow, controlled breathing may temporarily reduce stress-related blood pressure elevations by calming the autonomic nervous system, which helps regulate heart rate, circulation, and vascular tension. And the best part is that this method is simple and senior-friendly. No standing, no complicated routines, and no strain on the joints. But even after breathing improves, hidden muscle tension can still keep the body stressed. Tight shoulders, clenched hands, and rigid legs often continue feeding the nervous system quietly. So next, let's talk about a seated relaxation method that can help release that physical tension naturally. This next step may surprise you, because high blood pressure is not only connected to the heart and blood vessels. The muscles and nervous system play a major role too. When fear rises, the body often tightens automatically. The jaw clenches, the shoulders lift, the hands stiffen. Even the legs and stomach muscles may become tense without you noticing. This matters because tense muscles can keep the nervous system on high alert. Stress hormones remain elevated, the heart works harder, and blood vessels may stay tighter. In simple terms, the body continues acting as if danger is still present. That is where progressive muscle relaxation can help. But for seniors, it should be done gently and safely while seated. No standing, no twisting, no risky neck movements, just controlled release. Start with your feet. While seated comfortably, gently tighten the muscles in your feet and toes for about 5 seconds. Not painfully hard, just enough to notice the tension. Then slowly release for about 10 seconds. Next, move to your calves. Tighten gently, hold, then release, then your thighs, then your hands, then your arms, and finally, your shoulders. Many seniors are surprised by how much tension they were holding until they finally let it go. Clinically, this makes sense. The nervous system constantly reads signals from your muscles, breathing, posture, and surroundings. When muscles soften, the brain may interpret that as a sign that the immediate threat is decreasing. Breathing often slows, heart rate may begin settling, and the body can gradually shift away from high alert mode. This is not a cure for dangerously high blood pressure, and it never replaces emergency care when severe symptoms are present. But for stress-related spikes, gentle relaxation may help interrupt the panic and tension cycle that pushes pressure higher. It also matters because tension can affect balance. A calm, seated approach lowers the risk of dizziness, rushing, or falling, but many people make one mistake next. They grab the cuff too soon and recheck incorrectly. So now, let's talk about how to measure blood pressure the right way. Now that you've rested, slowed your breathing, and relaxed your muscles, the next step is extremely important because many seniors accidentally frighten themselves with blood pressure readings that are falsely elevated. And this happens more often than most people realize. Blood pressure is highly sensitive to movement, posture, muscle tension, stress, and even conversation. I've seen older adults check their pressure immediately after walking across the room, climbing stairs, talking, or sitting in an awkward position. Then they see a high number and panic again, which can drive the pressure even higher. That is why proper technique matters so much. Before checking again, sit quietly for at least 5 to 10 minutes if possible. Keep both feet flat on the floor and avoid crossing your legs. Rest your arm comfortably on a table or pillow so the cuff stays close to heart level. Make sure the cuff is placed directly on the arm, not over thick clothing, and avoid talking during the reading. Many people are surprised to learn that even normal conversation can temporarily raise blood pressure because speaking slightly stimulates the nervous system and muscles. Another major factor is anxiety itself. Some seniors fall into what healthcare providers sometimes call number chasing. They repeatedly recheck their pressure every few minutes, staring at the monitor and waiting for the numbers to drop immediately. But constant checking can keep the stress response active, making the readings stay elevated longer. Clinically, we also see something known as white coat hypertension, where anxiety alone temporarily raises blood pressure during measurement. That same fear response can happen at home too. Cuff placement also matters. A cuff that is too small, too loose, or incorrectly positioned can produce inaccurate readings, sometimes significantly higher than the true pressure. So focus less on one isolated number and more on the overall pattern, symptoms, and how the pressure responds after proper rest and calming. Because if blood pressure remains very elevated afterward, the environment around you may still be affecting the nervous system more than you realize. And if this explanation is helping you feel calmer, more informed, or more prepared, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Senior EverFit. Many older adults tell me no one ever explained blood pressure spikes to them this clearly before, and that's exactly why we make these videos, to give seniors practical, calm, easy-to-understand guidance that can help protect independence, confidence, and peace of mind. And stay with me, because the next 2 steps are extremely important. What many people do immediately after a blood pressure spike, especially with medications, caffeine, or sudden activity, can sometimes create an entirely new danger that most seniors never see coming. This next step may sound simple, but for many seniors it can make a meaningful difference. slow hydration, and a calm environment. And the important word here is slow. If you feel overheated, anxious, dry-mouthed, shaky, or suspect you have not had enough fluids during the day, try taking small sips of room temperature water gradually. Avoid large gulps or drinking ice-cold water too quickly. Gentle hydration is usually easier on the body and may help the nervous system settle more comfortably. As we age, fluid balance becomes more sensitive. Many older adults naturally drink less because thirst signals weaken over time. Some take diuretics or other medications that increase fluid loss, while others intentionally avoid fluids because of nighttime bathroom trips. Mild dehydration can sometimes contribute to dizziness, fatigue, faster heart rate, and feelings of physical stress. This does not mean water cures high blood pressure. Dangerous blood pressure levels still require proper medical attention when necessary, but supporting hydration may help circulation function more smoothly and reduce additional strain on the body. The environment around you matters too. Many seniors remain surrounded by loud televisions, bright lights, stressful conversations, or family panic during a blood pressure spike. But the nervous system responds to all of that stimulation. Noise, tension, and emotional stress can keep the body in a heightened alert state, making it harder for blood pressure to settle naturally. Instead, try creating a calmer setting. Lower the television volume, dim bright lights if comfortable. Sit in a quiet, cool room. Avoid rushing, arguing, or sudden movements. And, if possible, have a calm family member, caregiver, or trusted person nearby. Emotional reassurance can strongly influence the nervous system. Many seniors begin relaxing more noticeably when they feel safe, supported, and not alone. The body often responds best to steadiness and reassurance, not chaos and panic. But this is also where many people make dangerous mistakes. Fear can lead seniors to overuse medications, consume stimulants, or force physical activity too soon. And the next section may be one of the most important in this entire video, because those reactions can quickly turn a stressful situation into a medical emergency. This final point is incredibly important because many seniors unintentionally place themselves at greater risk after a sudden blood pressure spike, not from the number alone, but from panic-driven decisions afterward. And in medicine, reacting faster is not always reacting safer. One of the most dangerous mistakes is taking extra blood pressure medication without medical guidance. Many people see a frightening reading and immediately double their dose, hoping to force the pressure down quickly. But blood pressure that drops too fast can also become dangerous, especially after age 60. A sudden drop may reduce stable blood flow to the brain and vital organs, leading to dizziness, fainting, confusion, weakness, or serious falls. Older adults are especially vulnerable because balance, circulation, and recovery become more sensitive with age. Another common mistake is consuming caffeine, energy drinks, or stimulants in an attempt to boost the body. In reality, stimulants may increase heart rate, worsen anxiety, and place additional strain on the cardiovascular system during an already stressful moment. Panic-searching frightening stories online can also intensify the situation. Fear increases stress hormones, which may keep the nervous system activated and make blood pressure harder to settle. Many seniors unknowingly become trapped in a cycle where anxiety raises the pressure, and the pressure increases anxiety even more. Taking someone else's medication is another serious risk. Blood pressure medicines affect people differently depending on kidney function, hydration, heart conditions, and other medications already being used. Aggressive exercise during a spike can also be harmful. Rapid walking, climbing stairs, or strenuous activity may place extra strain on the heart and blood vessels when pressure is already dangerously elevated. The goal during a blood pressure spike is not to force sudden changes. The goal is calm stabilization while recognizing when emergency care is needed. And remember the most important rule: If blood pressure is 180/100 or higher, along with chest pain, severe headache, shortness of breath, confusion, weakness, blurred vision, or trouble speaking, call emergency services immediately. A calm, step-by-step response can protect not only the heart and brain, but also long-term independence and quality of life. So let's bring this all together. When blood pressure suddenly spikes after age 60, the most important response is not panic. It is calm, steady action. If blood pressure reaches 180/100 or higher, along with chest pain, severe headache, shortness of breath, confusion, blurred vision, weakness, or trouble speaking, call emergency services immediately. If severe symptoms are not present, focus on stabilizing the body safely. Sit in a supported position, keep your feet flat, and relax your muscles. Use slow belly breathing with longer exhales to help calm the nervous system. After resting quietly, recheck blood pressure correctly, since stress, movement, posture, and even talking can temporarily raise the numbers. Small sips of water and a calm, quiet environment may also help reduce physical stress on the body. Most importantly, avoid panic-driven mistakes like doubling medications, drinking excessive caffeine, taking someone else's pills, or exercising aggressively during a spike. Recurring blood pressure surges should always be discussed with a healthcare provider, especially after 60, because they can sometimes signal deeper health issues. But understanding how to respond calmly in those first few minutes can help many seniors protect both their health and independence. Now I'd really love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a sudden blood pressure spike that frightened you? What did it feel like for you in that moment? Was it the headache, the dizziness, the pounding heartbeat, the blurry vision, or simply the fear of seeing such a high number on the screen? And if you have found something that helps you calm down safely during stressful moments, share that too. Your experience may genuinely help another senior reading the comments feel less alone and more prepared. I read these comments carefully, and one of the most powerful things about this community is seeing older adults support each other with wisdom, encouragement, and real-life experience. If this video helped you feel more informed or less afraid about handling a blood pressure spike, please like the video and subscribe to Senior EverFit. And if you know a parent, spouse, friend, caregiver, or anyone over 60 who struggles with blood pressure concerns, share this video with them. The right information during a stressful moment can make a real difference. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take good care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again in the next video.